you're good with doing like what like you have a thing for brought to you by like or does mine like what I put is that okay? Like,
Yep, totally fine.
yeah.
So
Can I go?
I got to close out of this chat. I'm going to have to edit this YouTube video down again. I hate that. I hate the YouTube editing, clipping.
Mm.
The beginning part is bad. I turned off chat sounds, but I'm still getting chat sounds, and it's going to come out
Oh, that's
on.
annoying.
Yeah, it's going to come out on the Facebook side of things if that's still up. But like, I had the I had our content window, like the
Oh, yeah.
chat we have for our content up, so I could see all the screenshots that I have in there. But I
Yeah.
guess I have to have it minimized or the small version of it. So, all right. So we are going to be on Facebook and like, I mean, now.
Okay. So I can start. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This podcast contains language that is not fucking appropriate for children, including US Right to Know, Jizz Knuckle, United Airlines, and Chicken McNugget.
Chicken McNugget. I don't
It's
know.
your fault. It's your fault.
Is it?
It's your fault. It's your fault, and we'll talk about it later, but it is your fault for telling people
We're already getting derailed.
Where chicken nuggets came from. But go.
We're already getting derailed.
Yeah, it's already off the rails. It's 2017.
I could talk about US Right to Know for like the next hour. We could talk about, I don't know what a jizz knuckle is, but I see it written here. So
it's a thing.
Exists.
I mean, because I just reached my like I have to say jizz once per podcast, and I did it. So no more.
No, you're not going to say what anymore?
The word JIZZ. I'm not going to say it anymore.
See, you're trying a little too hard there. I guess we have a sponsor this week. Tonight's episode of the Science Enthusiast podcast is brought to you by whatever company didn't have a major PR fuck up this week. So, I mean, not to burn any bridges. I mean, we've already burned who did the Clear Up Mom jeans?
Oh, Nordstrom. I guess, yeah.
Nordstrom's not returning my calls anymore, and I'm calling them like every hour on the hour. Like mind you. I mean, obviously not Pepsi, so not United. Up a couple weeks ago, like a month ago, but see, nobody remembers anymore, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know.
It's okay.
So like, do we even have a sponsor? I mean, somebody's probably even fucking up right now, like as we speak.
I don't know. Well, I mean, Sean, I heard like I don't know what's going on in the world. I just try to live a positive life. I'm just a positive person.
I mean,
I heard Sean Spicer did something.
Yeah, I mean, like it's not a day this year until somebody kind of sort of denies parts of the Holocaust. Yeah.
Is that what he did?
Like kind of, yeah. Sort of. Yeah.
He said something to the effect of Hitler didn't use chemical weapons.
Yeah. But good fucking God. Like it's like
surely that's out of context. Surely there's like he's like, no, he just didn't use it on like right?
Yeah, but like the thing is, it's like you can Google like, stuff about Sean Spicer from like January, and there's like, oh, is he kind of a Holocaust denier? And it's like
oh, I'm sure it was just out of context. Does that mean we can punch him in the face?
Oh, that's a topic of another podcast that we've already done.
We've already done that. It's almost as if
we've already done that, but it's
history repeats itself sometimes, doesn't it?
That's kind of what it seems like.
So that's to talk about.
Yeah. So all right. So who are we and what are we doing?
I mean, hello, and like somebody's written like a lot of F words in this. I can't say the word.
Yeah, that needed to be deleted.
I don't know who. Yeah, exactly. I don't know who you granted access to this, but again, like you are the weakest link in this podcast. You've compromised the Google Doc again. But hello, and thank you for listening to the Science Enthusiast podcast. My name is Dan Broadbent, and as always, I'm joined by my friend Natalie Newell. I'm not going to say the word that's there.
Why?
Because you compromise the integrity of the show.
But I mean, like, I am brilliant.
How many times do you need to compromise the integrity of the show here?
But you know what? It's more. It's like I'm not like compromising it on purpose. It's more that like I've copied and pasted.
That's even worse. That doesn't make it better.
I'm just trying to excuse myself.
It doesn't make it better. There is no excuse.
Do you want to just like knock me off of this like show right now? As
far as the DoD is concerned. And on that note, why don't you, smooth segue, tell us about our God of the Week.
You know what? Like I was kind of feeling lazy this week with God of the Week. I've just been busy doing stuff. But I figured we have a holiday coming up. Where it's, you know, kind of Christianity meets Walking Dead. So I just thought, like, I mean, like, can we just sort of worship zombie Jesus? Just cause? Like,
you can't prove that we can't.
Right. So because, you know, this is coming out on Wednesday, and then there's all of the Easter holidays, which now I'm a former Catholic. And I remember going to church like a fuck ton during this week, like as a child. Like we would go to church on Thursday because that's when they did the mass where like people's feet got washed because Jesus washed the feet of the disciples. And I always thought it was kind of weird, like that.
Well, but they all wore like man sandals back then, right? They didn't have the opportunity to wear them with socks.
No, but this is what I thought was weird. When I like at the mass, like the priest would wash the feet of some of the members of the like congregation. Like they'd go up on the, I was gonna say go up on the stage, but I mean up on the like altar thing.
Why not call it a stage?
They go up on the stage and they get their feet washed like at the mass. So I remember as a kid thinking like, this is a little weird, like the priest washing like adults' feet, but whatever.
And then likes feet.
He likes feet. It's a thing. And then
he's a foot guy.
Then there's Good Friday, but like worst name ever because like to me, I don't equate crucifixion with good. Like I mean but that's just me. But
it really depends on which side of the crucifixion you're on, though. I think.
So you don't want to be nailed. It's a time you don't want to be nailed.
I mean.
No.
Don't knock it till you try it.
I'm gonna pass on trying it. And so then, you know, he goes in his tomb and then he rises because zombies. And then we celebrate this with bunnies and candy and Easter egg hunts.
Well, and the fun part about Easter is that like it has to happen like after the first full moon of the month, because I mean that's what Jesus would have wanted. Right.
Yeah,
Does that make sense? And like doesn't like strike me at all as being like kind of rooted in paganism or anything like that.
No. And
Christianity steal from paganism, you know, just like Jesus was probably born in the middle of June instead of in December, but
it doesn't matter. Facts don't matter. Facts don't matter.
Because facts don't matter because we have faith.
Yes. So yeah, facts don't matter. We can rewrite history however we want, just like Sean Spicer rewrote history.
That's a segue.
Like Sean Spicer is as good at history as Ken Ham is at science, and like this is the world we live in. There are no facts.
To Ken Ham's credit, we got to give credit where credit's due. If we're going to be fair and objective about this, the ark has not collapsed yet.
All right.
So nobody's died there. I mean, that we know. Oh, fuck. Like he's going to come out like 5-10 years from now.
There's
like,
bodies.
There's bodies. Something. Because he said like on episode 46, he said nobody's died there that we know of. And then that planted a seed. Like, what if we get like a rumor going?
Ooh. That there's bodies at the ark? Fake news? Real news? Who knows anymore? So
what is it? I mean, what does it matter at this point? I mean,
like nothing matters because it's all just
so.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm just a positive person. I mean, what's going on in the world? Explain to me what happened with Sean. And again, we're recording this Tuesday. It's going to air the following day on the actual podcast. But tell me what happened with this
with Spicer. I mean, it's like here's the thing. So, okay. So I'm gonna just read, like, this is the quote, right?
You can't even, you're like,
this is
right,
like so okay, so I'm gonna read this. So imagine that I'm at the White House up at the little podium thing, and I'm the person that's speaking, like, on behalf of the, like, fucking government.
You're the White House, the White House press secretary. You can just say it.
So I'm the White House, like, it's hard to even spit those words out because this makes no fucking sense. So I'm up there, I'm the press secretary, and I say this sentence. I say, you had someone as despicable as Hitler who didn't even sink to using chemical weapons. Like, can you talk? Because I can't.
So again, trying to take a strength-based approach here and looking for I don't even know, we'll call it like the bit of corn in the pile of shit that's like not totally digested. So like, I mean, if you're really, really hungry, you can like eat it again, but like you might have some shit in it still, so it might not be like the best thing for you to do. Also, like, it's not the way to go about achieving a fecal transplant. There are like actual like medical like ways to do that. But like, topic of another podcast.
But listen, though, does he want to not do this job anymore? Because I think this is how you this is like how to lose a job in one press conference, right?
I wish I could be that shitty. Because I mean, first off, because there's some concerns from, I think was it back in like episode 36, 26, I don't know. There's some concerns that you and I are maybe Nazis. I mean, we're not.
No.
We're not sympathizing with this. Like, if you interpreted anything that I just said as being, maybe he's like trying to. No, that's what you call a joke. That's why we're laughing. It's the humors and the absurdity of it, and the fact that I have to explain this to people like repeatedly is makes me weep for humanity. Which again, like, that's a call forward. Like, how? Oh my goodness, segues and call forwards and callbacks. Like, we are just all over the map today.
We are all over. But no, like, my feeling though, like, seeing this pop up and just dominate like my Twitter feed and Facebook, it's just like, is Sean Spicer kind of buddies with like Saturday Night Live at this point? Are they writing each other's like lives and skits, and like he's rewriting history?
His explanation wasn't even that great either, because it was like, well, I mean, they weren't Hitler's own people. They just happened to be living in Germany in areas that Hitler occupied, and yeah.
Like, can somebody like zap him to like shut the fuck up? Like, dude,
he didn't use it on. Like, he didn't use anything that was banned on the battlefield. So we got to give the big Hler the credit where credit's due. And like I said in a comment thread earlier, when I was talking to my decent friend, well, I call him Dan too, because he's Dan and I was the first, he's the second. But Hitler did what the Allied forces could not do. Hitler killed Hitler. So again, like, scoreboard. I don't feel good about that joke. Can I edit that out? Can we edit out live videos?
Yes, you could edit out live videos.
That was not a good joke. That was not a good joke.
But
Newell, if you were offended.
Like, still, nobody is offended enough to hate on me, except for people who call me a shill on Twitter, which is just fucking blowing up lately. Like,
I've not paid it. I'm a positive person. I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
on Twitter.
Wait, hold on. I had the best, best worst insult thrown at me. Like, I think it was yesterday. There was some crazy dude on Twitter that was, fighting about GMOs and saying that people who are pro GMO are like cult followers and all this stuff, like, and that we're like religious people, like religious cult followers. Matt was having a whole like just Twitter fight with this guy.
We don't see the irony in that. Okay.
So called that, and then I told this guy, like, I'm making a movie about like, that focuses part of it on debunking anti-GMO myths. And he was pretty much just like, yeah, I don't want to watch that. And he compared it to like Left Behind. And then he effectively, like, he compared me to like Kirk Cameron in like the movie I'm making, because I'm just making like propaganda for my pro GMO cult. So like I'm the Kirk Cameron of science films.
But he's really good looking though. So
let's just take it as that. So somehow this guy was just like, you're awful, but what, not ugly? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how the hell he meant it, because none of it makes sense.
None of it makes sense. And it was so weird. And it like, I was just actually laughing because it was one of the strangest encounters. And then I stopped engaging after that. Cause it's like, I just peaked with the insult you gave me, dude. Like we were talking Kirk Cameron. So we're good. Yeah. So that, okay. Can we go to like a GMO related topic about an organization that I know you like?
Which that was a sarcastic setup. I'm not sure which one we're talking about right now. I was about to jump into talking about the March for Science.
Oh, well, I was connecting U.S. Right to Know with the March for Science. But so you love one of the organizations.
Well, I think we both have mutual interest in it.
Yes, we do.
I don't even know what to call it. What adjective? There are many adjectives, but yes. I don't know.
Yeah.
And a not nice and slightly angry adjective. Hard to know is this organization of sorts. I think it's only like it's just a bunch of pro-organic, anti-GMO people. It's not the name, of course, is disingenuous. Not unlike what is it that Jeffrey Smith does? The Institute for Responsible Technology.
Yes,
sounds great, but it is the most fucking misleading name ever.
Mm-hmm.
But they basically spend most of their money and time and energy and efforts submitting Freedom of Information Act requests to public scientists that use public money. And so what they have to do is they have to hand over just emails, whatever they request in the FOIA. So if they request emails, they request, I guess even their schedules, or like what they're doing, or who they're talking to, or their budgets and things like that. So the tie into March for Science somehow, what people were saying, we are worried about March for Science, which is of course coming up in about a week and a half. We are worried about this getting hijacked by Hulk. And what Juliet Shore, who is a member of the board of directors or something, whatever they have for Right to Know Board of Harassment, is according to her Twitter tweet. I hate saying according to her tweets, like that feels like so.
Like
I feel like such a queen when I say tweet. To her Twitter feed, she is going to be speaking at the March for Science in Boston. Of course, we don't know what exactly she's going to say. So I would, like to think that she's going to talk about, how GMOs are safe and how, vaccines are great, which both, oddly enough, both are not statements on the March for Science website. So of their values. So that's a bit curious how that's missing. It's almost like they didn't want to alienate, part of their base for mass appeal.
Yeah, and so to see this, that somebody who is clearly
psyched to be speaking at the MOS Boston. Can't even fucking spell March for Science Boston. MOS Boston, Moss Boston. So maybe she's talking about something else. I don't know.
I'm gonna doubt that, but yeah, but this is the issue. It's that you have somebody here who's speaking at the March for Science, whose organization yes, because her organization has FOIA'd scientists who are speaking at other marches. It's like,
and don't get us wrong. Like when we say like FOIA or in those things, like that's a good thing. Like FOIA is a good thing when it's just like a tool. It's like, I mean, can we open up this can of worms? It's like a gun. Like it's not a bad thing, inherently a bad thing. Like, you know,
you're talking about how you
stop
use
a bad guy with a gun's a good guy, right? It's not what it is. It's how you use it. but it's the way they implement it, the way they use it is they just harass, like friend of the show, Kevin Volta, for no reason whatsoever. And then they just drag his name and like other scientists just drag their names through the mud. They take things out of context. They try to make things just look as bad as they can. They don't care if it's true or not. It doesn't matter, because if it looks bad, if they can spin it in a way, if they can interpret it in a certain way, then that's what works for them, and that's what helps them achieve their goals. So you have to ask, if you're that desperate and that willing to distort facts, or to, you know, dare I say, outright lie about things, like what are you hiding? Like what are you scared of? Like why are you doing that? Why not be honest and present the facts in a factual manner, in a rational and reasoned manner?
Yeah, and I think that the issue, I mean, when we bring it back to the March for Science and that stuff, like when I first heard about this March for Science, like I was super stoked, because I was thought,
pissed I didn't think about it. If I'm going to be honest, I was angry. I was like, damn it, why didn't I think of that?
I know. So I was super stoked so speaking for myself, having personally had a really positive experience at the Women's March in DC, then to hear about this March for Science, I'm like, this is really rad. This is awesome. Like, let's get this whole like critical thinking movement. Like, this is really cool. And then I feel like my personal interest and excitement in it sort of, you know, lessened a little bit as some of these, kind of things were coming out, and you could see that people were really picking and choosing, like, that's not how science works.
Yeah, like anecdotally, I can speak to because of course I'm from Indianapolis, the Indianapolis group chapter, like whatever they want to call it, the Indianapolis page, had somebody on there, and I didn't pay attention to it because multiple people had already like picked it over and did like the guy, but just going on and on about questioning climate science and just constantly just not understanding what's happening and just debating, like just the worst like thing. And it's like these people are, I mean, I guess that's really the fundamental problem, is that's everywhere. That's not just exclusive to, because we can also be honest and say that most people that are psyched and interested in participating in this probably lean a little left, probably aren't Trump voters, and own issue there. And I think too often as liberals, we like to think that we have a total monopoly over science or rational thought or reasoned thought, and that, you know, we can't be wrong about science, and that if, I don't know, it's almost as if I'm going to do maybe a video when I'm in DC in a week and a half, where, you know, I talk to some people under the march, and, you know, just kind of see what they say and just kind of see where the conversation takes us.
I'm interested to see that. Sorry, I won't be there.
I'm interested to see it too. I know. Well, like I said, sometimes I doubt your commitment to sparkle emotion.
I am definitely the weakest link, and I'm proving that, I guess, over and over. So sorry, listeners, if I'm not back next week, I might be fired. Like,
I didn't say you're fired. I just doubt your commitment to sparkle emotion.
I know.
I do not get that.
No, I do get it. It's
okay.
I get it.
You would be fired if you did not.
I've seen movies.
Understand that reference. Well, you've seen movies, but like that is, I haven't not seen. Of course, we're talking about Donnie Darko. I've not seen that movie since I was in college. I don't know. I watched it one time after college. I remember. Probably 15 years though. It's
been a long time for me.
15 years? Is that 15 years? I don't know how long I've been out of college. 10 years.
It's been a long time. It's been long enough. But yeah. So yes.
Beginning
even though I'm not super commit. What?
You want to do it? You want to do the whole movie? Like we just do it back and forth right now?
No, because I can't.
No?
I can't.
Oh, okay.
I'm not good enough at that. Sorry. See, again, like we're showcasing all of my weaknesses.
I hear children moving upstairs. Somebody just went to the bathroom. So it's a family show here in the Broadbent house.
Yeah, I'm alone in the basement. My kids are like 2 floors up and quiet. So hopefully they're okay.
Say bad words until I don't hear motion for.
I can say all the bad words. All right. So all right. What do you want to talk about next? Like, we didn't
have a smooth segue into this next.
It doesn't matter because like, do you want me to read a quote that was in the comment section of your page that I love?
I thought we had one more thing to talk about, one more current event to talk about before we went into internet stuff. I thought.
What was it?
We kind of went. We skipped. We skipped over this. I see. We can look at the talking point right above, and I'm not making this up. In the notes, it says Natalie getting nailed. I did not write that.
I didn't either.
So,
like,
this is why. Again,
this is why we edit. This is why we edit. This is why we edit that out. I'm not
editing this out.
Just talk about the other. Just talk about the other thing because now I'm just talk about the other thing.
I mean, we can just let this moment linger. Just let it hang out there.
I don't want it to. Like, I feel like I'm getting red. Just go.
So I've only heard bits and pieces about this, and then I didn't.
Me too.
Really read. Again, I'm a positive person. I mean, I don't know what's going on in the world. I just try to be happy. But like nobody's really bad, right?
But don't you feel like I actually lately feel like I can't keep up with every like piece of damage from this year. And so it's like another airplane incident, but this time it wasn't about leggings, which that ended up being kind of bullshitty. It wasn't about leggings, like
right, and that's why you see. And I had an instance of crying wolf because I heard like the same people that I see in my feed like losing their shit about this, that lost their shit about leggings, and I was like, legging gate? Who?
Yeah,
is that like a double entendre all over again? And this one seems a little different because like we have the United flight just have a paying customer who
was dragged out of the
removed,
plane,
right? Because he didn't want to get up.
But he paid for a ticket.
I think, and I don't know the specific details. Again, positive person, but it was some sort of aviation officer, so it wasn't like a stewardess for United, but I imagine may still be employed by United. But either way, the notion that you can pay to be somewhere and then they decide, no, we don't want you here anymore for no actual other than we sold too many seats because we don't know how many seats are on a plane, and then
math
physically assault you. But as I was reading this USA Today article about it, apparently there's a lot of things that you can do or have done or whatever that can get you booted from a flight. And so at least for United, and I'm sure other carriers may have similar policies, the things include bare feet, appearing intoxicated. You don't actually have to be intoxicated, just appear intoxicated, smelling bad. That's very nondescript, but there's other reasons, and it says each provision is detailed in the nearly 37,000 word document called the Contract of Carriage that every passenger accepts when buying a ticket. So it's like the South Park human centipede. You like, why won't you read the 37,000 word document?
Why won't it read?
Why won't it read?
That's what we're living. And yeah, I mean, well, really though, life is kind of like a South Park episode these days. Like
it is. It's almost like they have expert social commentary.
Yeah.
Every step of the way. I love them. Anyway, ooh, there's somebody outside revving that engine.
Indiana, America. Yes.
It's funny is I live like not on like a cul-de-sac, but like basically like there's no reason to drive by my house unless
they just want to rev their engine outside.
Wanting to rev your engine. Yeah. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Now we got successfully derailed from that. But yeah, what are we talking about? Did I lose you, Natalie? Oh, you just muted yourself. I believe so. Oh, see, this is why we edit. I can't hear you. I cannot hear you. Saying we don't have any way to pause this feed on Facebook, so this is just getting really awkward. Or did I mute you? I didn't mute you. This is good. This is peak podcasting. We have achieved peak podcast here. Nothing changed. Nothing changed on my end, at least. And now I'm just filling time. I don't know. See, you messaged me. Let's see what you say. What do I do? I see, again, everything is a South Park episode. Everything. Go ahead, reload the Google Hangout. Everything is a South Park episode because I'm reminded of the LeBron James episode where he said, "What do I do?" And I don't remember the details. If had I known we were going to have this moment together. I don't hear you. Perhaps it's me. I will reload. Oh, I hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Like I said, we reached peak podcasting. I feel like I filled that dead air.
You did. You did.
We still have 80 viewers on Facebook, so
you know. Really well. You did really well. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
I don't know that it's something you did. I think it's something I did, but I need to write that down as an added point because I'm gonna forget, and that will be not good podcasting when I go to edit this right after we get done.
All right. So let's talk about the internet. Let's talk about it.
Oh, fuck me.
All right. Because people like your page. People like you.
Some do.
Into you. And then there's somebody who says something like this. Bro, I liked your page to see fucking science, and all I see is fucking bullshit. So way to go, Broadbent. Way to go.
I don't understand.
Way to go.
I mean, thank you. Mm-hmm. But I don't understand what that means. Like when people say things like that, like you're being so non-specific with your feedback. It's like it's like the typical Yelp review where it's like where it's like I went to the restaurant, the food was good, but I didn't like the service, or I didn't like the lighting. Well, like, what about it? Like, you're saying you don't like it. Like, I understand that you're not a fan of me. I understand that you don't like me. I understand you're not going to continue following my page. That's fine. There's 725,000 other people who will. I will live. I'll be okay without you. But like, if you're going to, and like those type of people, I don't even bother like trying to take seriously because they weren't being taken seriously. But if you're going to if you're going to complain about something, if you're going to offer any sort of criticism, like, you need to always be specific. So if you say, I don't like you because you have black hair, or because your hair, well, they didn't do it this time. And of course, this is good for the actual podcast part of it, if you're not watching the video, because that's how you do a good podcast. They didn't give me the Spencer this time. I just got my haircut today. They didn't give me the Richard Spencer.
I like your hair this time.
Yeah, I do too. It's much better than last time because I felt like I looked just like Richard Spencer, and it's like, this is not good timing.
Give me the alt-right. Give it to me.
This is not good timing because I was right as we did the first Nazi punching episode. But Yeah, like you got to be specific and engage. If you engage me in an honest manner, like even as many messages as I get a day, and I know Natalie, like you see most of those messages, or at least you have access to them on the page. Like I'm not a dick to people as long as you engage in a honest manner. Like if you have a problem with something, we could talk about it. Like I'm happy to talk to you about it. That's how I learned. Like probably, I don't know where you sourced that comment from today, but earlier today, and I scheduled this like a week or two ago, I posted a meme, as I do, about what was it? It's because it's Tuesday.
It was
today.
Transformation Tuesday.
It's Transformation Tuesday. So it was a 2-panel meme. The left panel had a woman with very nicely done fingernail polish holding a baby chick, and the other panel, same woman, because it's the same fingernail polish and everything, holding a chicken McNugget. I can't say McNugget. I have to say nuggets, but it was.
Oh, because McDonald's. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, but a nugget.
Because we are not getting sued.
It is a nugget of chicken. It is a yes.
We are not getting sued. But and so I scheduled that. I was like, this is clearly a shit post.
Yeah.
It's a shit post, which like if you've been following my page like for any period of time, like shit posts are great because they're not supposed to make sense, or they're just supposed to be funny and not actually have any deeper meaning. But of course, because like where are we at? We're on the internet. People read into it.
And it became like a fucking storm. And so, okay, this is how mad people got at your shit post, that like somebody came over to the podcast page.
Oh, are you serious? I did not see this.
Oh yeah. Like I sent you a link in our podcast chat today.
Oh, I
was checking.
I don't click links. I don't read messages.
Whatever. But I'm going to tell you, I was checking the notifications for our podcast page, and I see, oh, somebody commented on, and this is what's weird. So I see somebody commented on a link to Matt's For God's Sake podcast that I shared.
Oh yeah, it's never anything like.
So it's a link that has nothing to do with this comment, but some girl comes over to the podcast page to complain about you.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
In it, and I'm just like, lady, couldn't you just, if you want to talk about it, send a message to the podcast page. You don't have to like publicly put it out there. Like, no. And then she didn't respond after I was like, yeah, we already talked to some vegans.
Well, I love how she cited vegan GMO, like friend of the show, Jason Merkley, like on one of the very first fucking episodes we ever did. We had him on. We had him on again when we had Kevin Volta on, and I think episode 15.
And so it's like,
I talked to Jason today about the meme, and it was like, I don't see how this is offensive. Like, can you tell me how, like what your thoughts are on this, and do yourself a favor, unless you want to like feel the sensation of shoving a hot iron rod into your urethra and leaving it there until like it cools and then expands and then,
you don't
like it wouldn't expand though, would it? It would contract because if it's hot. It would be. Well, I don't know. Somebody's heard to me. I can't.
It all sounds really uncomfortable. So
it's less uncomfortable than reading that comment section, but that's a classic example of what I'm talking about here is you have people, they're engaging, like, great, like you're giving me engagements, which is, you're only helping me, like, by the way, because that's telling Facebook that people like this content, or at least people find this content interesting.
They find it something.
So they're going to, they find it something. So now Facebook is going to share it and show more people this thing that you hate. But like nobody was engaging. No. At least the people that are dissenting, nobody's really engaging in a honest or positive manner. I mean, it's rather humorous because apparently I was told that I'm Hitler. I think I deleted or banned that person because it's like you're just jumping right to Hitler. Like you can't do that. Like there are rules to using Godwin. You have to like at least wait like 2 or 3 replies, and then you say, well, you're just like Hitler.
And these comments usually happen on chicken nugget memes.
Chicken nugget memes, yeah. Chicken nugget memes. The meme.
This is where we are.
And the meme that does not advocate, endorse, condone, apologize, anything for eating chicken nuggets. It doesn't.
No, it's just
say like it, and I even comment. One of my first comments I made was, what's funny is the meme itself doesn't endorse or condone eating meat. It's simply stating a fact. Chickens turn into chicken nuggets.
It's a fact.
And
it's
assuming it's a, I even add, I'm sorry to interrupt, but the man is talking here, Natalie.
This is like the shit on Natalie podcast episode. I don't like this.
That is the shit on Natalie. That is the topic of another show. Not this podcast.
Can we not, like, everything I'm saying just can never be taken out of context in this one, please.
But I ended by saying, assuming it's a female chick, at least the males are pretty useless and get cold because they don't when they grow up they have no meat. So, like, I'm even saying, yeah, like it's kind of fucked up. Like, what happens here?
Yeah.
But of course, where's my favorite comment here? Oh, we have somebody just going on, and so she called us psychopaths, which I mean, I don't disagree. That's somewhat evidence-based, at least in reference to me. Also, somebody called me Hitler. So I said, I'm literally Hitler or Chickler or Himmler or Heinrich Himmler. I was very proud of Heinrich Himmler. That made me laugh. But then, of course, her response, pretty sad. You're into science, but ignore the science. You're not only killing this planet. I never ignored the science. Like, that's a straw man. Causing world hunger. I never took a position here. And killing yourself. Like, we're all in various stages of dying. Like, calm down. It's okay. She ended up calling us a murderer. And then, like, she like doubled down like immediately after and called us animal killers, aka non-vegans, blah, 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 blah. Whew, then we took a hard right turn. They actually learned how to kill Jews in World War II by learning how they kill animals. But yeah, pretend like you're not funding an animal holocaust.
Just let that hang in the air, and then let's move
animal holocaust. So of course it's Wing Tuesday at Buffalo Wild Wings. So I went there and took a picture and celebrated some animal holocaust because
God,
wings are delicious.
Yeah. All right. So that's you today. That's you.
That's
it.
It's funny. It's just hilarious because it's like that does not make any. Actually, I'm not stating any sort of opinion like in the post. It's not endorsing it. It's not saying don't eat. Like I even said like multiple times in the posts, like this is like veganism is like I used to make fun of it, I should say, until I talked to people like Jason Merkley, friend of the show.
Yeah. That
we had on in episode 11. And I even talked to Jason today and he said he explained it in his terms, so I understand where he's coming from because he doesn't like the meme, and I understand where he's coming from, and he doesn't have to like everything. And he even said, I find it offensive, but I'm not going to burn any bridges over it or get upset about it because, I mean, it's in the grand scheme of things, it's a fucking picture. But his explanation was. My cat is like going crazy here. I don't know if you can hear that. He is just going nuts. His explanation was they view animals as if like they're friends, and he can't reconcile like if I were going to my cat who's going crazy right now, if I were going to make cat nuggets out of him and eat that, he doesn't understand how I could do that. And I don't understand where that mindset, because obviously that's not mine. Mm-hmm. And I even, again, said on the post that animals are here to be eaten. Like what's a hawk going to do? Is it just, is it going to eat grass? Like, no, like that's its thing. That's what it does.
Yeah.
But another point that I made is we have all these appeals to emotion, like calling me Hitler and saying it's an animal holocaust. Like that's such an appeal to emotion when you could use an actual credible argument, like say these are the carbon emissions from creating meat. This is how many tons of grain or tons of plant feed that have to go into getting however many tons of animal meat out. And you put in you put in a lot more plant to get a lot less meat out. So I mean, it makes sense. Like, I just like meat, and if you think I'm a terrible person for that one thing, then that's fine.
You're okay with that. You're okay with that. Yeah. So
I mean, like, if that's where you draw the line on me being a good or bad person, like, first I have to question like where that line is for you. Like, why did it take to there to get to that? But beyond that, that's fine.
You're okay with that?
Doesn't bother me. Should we move? Like, am I excited to move towards lab grown meat? Do I support that? Absolutely.
Fuck
Will
yeah.
I eat once we get lab grown meats, like, and once it's gone through the proper safety testing, once it's a reasonable price, even if it costs more than like actual, like, I can get chicken breast for $2 a pound at my local grocery store. Ooh, look at that! I withheld saying the brand. Or like ground beef for like $4.50 a pound. Even if it costs like $3 or $4 more a pound, like, I would still probably lean towards that, because I don't like the idea of chickens, having to their sole purpose is to become nourishment for me. I don't like that idea, but it's what we got now, and we're moving towards something that's better.
Yeah, I pretty
delicious.
Much agree.
So
with
I can't stop.
That, yeah.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
Can't stop. Won't stop. And you will continue to post memes, shitpost memes that will break people's souls on the internet. So
yeah,
good job on Transformation Tuesday.
Yeah, that's
and
fine.
You know what?
Like,
yeah,
I'll be fine. Again, engage me. Engage, not just me. Like, I'm not special. Like, engage people. Any sort of criticism you have, engage them honestly and calmly, instead of calling them Hitler and telling them they're contributing to the animal holocaust, which is the most hilarious phrase I think I've ever heard. I could talk about this for another half hour.
Yeah. So
what else do we have to talk about here?
So I mean, like, it's like, where do you go from there? But like, in my mind, I had a like sort of a segue going from like this whole shitstorm of Transformation Tuesday, chicken nugget meat, to like to
animal holocaust.
Can you make a remix of you just saying that over and over?
Farmers are not despicable to the point that they've used chemical weapons on their chickens.
Oh God.
That's a fact. That's science.
Dan Broadbent, alternative science. Broadbent science. All right. So, we were going to talk about, this whole like shit that happened on your page. And I'm like, oh, because we obviously have this sort of good cop, bad cop thing, or like I wouldn't say people love me and hate you. I think they feel more like meh towards me, and then they direct all their extreme emotions towards you. But I got a nice message recently.
I tried doing that. I tried saving like nice messages that I get, and I always forget because they're not as. I mean, I feel great getting them, and it's good to know because I get them fairly regular. I'm kind of a popular person.
Dude,
but
that one
I tried doing that. I went to my flagged messages that I saved like as like a thank you or whatever. I have one from March 27th that I've actually flagged. So that's not a good point to follow up yours on a compliment sandwich. But yeah, go ahead read this lovely message that I see here.
So I got one to my skeptical parenting page, I think last week or something, saying just wanted to write and say how much I enjoy listening to you and Dan on the podcast. She says she's new to atheism and skeptical thinking because she says, I was a Lutheran for years. I know, gross. And I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and reading a lot of books about the subjects. And this is like, I kind of liked this. She said it's mostly men writing these. So I wanted to say how fucking awesome I think it is to hear a smart, funny woman talk about science and shit. Oh, that's like, so that made me feel good.
Some feels.
It made me feel some feels because it is cool to get that, that like we say this stuff, we enjoy talking to each other. and we, whatever, we kind of enjoy talking to each other. We'll just say we do for the audience. Yeah, it's not the worst. And to know that it connects with some people is really cool. And especially people who are like new to this whole thing, the whole like atheist.
Yeah, like the thing where we have no centralized document governing your thoughts or what you can or cannot do or what you should or should not think, except for base what you think and do in evidence. Like, there's no wrong way to be to be an atheist or like whatever you want to call yourself. I used to fight people on that, but I'm kind of backing off on that. Just whatever, as long as whatever you want to identify as. If you want to call yourself agnostic, which I think is still think is a cop out, but non-theist, secularist. I don't like the word secularist for some reason, but I'll tolerate it.
But whatever it is, it's like
it'll be my shredded wheat of it's like I don't want it. I don't enjoy it. I don't.
But you're like, if
I just want it to be over with. But sometimes you just need some fiber. So
you go for it.
You know what I'm talking about? Like after you have a lot of chicken.
Oh. God, and it goes back to the fucking chicken. Okay, but so
that was a call back to a call forward.
That was a
call back to a call forward. It's like four calls.
It's a lot of calls. But so yeah, I was stoked to get that kind of message. It's been good. Like, it's been cool. We've been getting that kind of feedback, and I think like that kind of message, like kind of reinforces why, I know I've been kind of loading up on scheduling a lot of sort of deconversion stories for us lately. And we'll have those airing, as episodes throughout the next couple months. But because it kind of made me pause and think about like why I have really enjoyed doing those. And I like just having, like regular people, like friends of us or friends of friends, and like come on the show and talk about their experience, like leaving religion, and just in general going on this journey from one way of being and living to a way that's, maybe thinking a little more critically, maybe with some struggle along the way. Like, I think that in hearing some of these stories, like I was, thinking about the interview we did with Neil Carter, and how he, and to anyone who's listening now, this will air, I think, sometime next month. But hearing
forever from now. We can plug the YouTube.
We can plug the YouTube. It's there. It exists
right now.
But so, anyways, like his story, other stories, like you see that when people have made these choices to leave this, sort of comfort, security blanket, sometimes very oppressive security blanket of religion or of any kind of community like that, there's stuff that you lose in a sense. Like it could be relationships, it could be just, some sense of yourself or whatever. But I like hearing these stories, and I think that there's something kind of amazing and brave about somebody deciding like, I'm making a change. And it could be religion, it could be, you can kind of translate that to somebody making a life change in any way. And so I think these are stories that I feel really privileged to get to tell. And it's meant a lot to me in the past, months, that we've had people willing to come on and talk about all this stuff. And so, yeah, I'm glad that we have this platform to tell these stories. And for people who are listening, who are new to all of this, I think maybe to be able to feel some kind of like kindred spirit, that's a bullshitty word. I know, but whatever, you know what I mean. Phrasing, I don't do well. You know what I mean. But yeah, I don't know. So thank you to like those of you who listen and kind of get a little something out of this, other than, the laughing when we talk about jizzy stuff. So.
You said you weren't going to say that word again, but then
I forgot. Sorry, that was a while ago. Here we are.
You can't stop. You can't stop. You're
don't like
to.
Let's just not. Let's move on and do a meme page. Let's do a meme page. And let's do a quote, and then let's leave this shit show behind.
Out of here in this train wreck before We got too far here. So this week, the reason we love the internet
is Daniel Guacamole Fox.
Daniel Guacamole Fox, or on this meme, I have to assume that it's intentional. They branded it Damiel Guacamole Fox, which is, of course, looking at their cover picture right now. The poor guy. I hope he lives.
Yeah. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
It's not a good look. No. Of course, it's a satire page for what's his name? David
Avocado Wolf.
His name for a second. David Avocado Wolf. Funny story. My uncle, like, of course, my name's Dan, legal name Daniel. My uncle wanted me to be named David for like the first 8 years of my life. So for a while, I thought my name was David. Thanks. Thanks, asshole. I can call him that because he's an asshole. It's okay to hate family too. That's the topic of another podcast. It's okay to not like your family. Can of worms. Anyway, we're talking about happy meme things.
Yeah, let's talk about meme things. Go talk about meme things. Come on, Broadbent.
See, this is how my brain works. I have all these things colliding in my head. This is why I need things written down independent or individually. Or else I get.
This is why you need me to Google Doc your life.
I don't know that you don't.
I mean, I kind of do a little bit. Yeah, sorry.
You kind of do.
I kind of do. I Google Doc your life.
I don't. Yeah. So basically, of course, David Wolf has all these bullshit, woo, nonsense memes that he posts on his page. Mm-hmm. And so this kind of plays off of that. So like this one, we have an oil derrick shooting up oil in the air. And the text says, "End all drilling. Every time we drill, whether it is for oil, gas, or water, we risk puncturing the Earth's heart, allowing the gravity to spill out, which will make the oceans levitate away." That is genius on multiple levels. Because of course, David Wolf, infamously or famous, I don't know which one it is. One of the Usleys is in a video that I believe I even posted to reposted to my page, where he describes the process of or why the oceans are salty. Because if oceans aren't salty, the water would just fly away. Real thing he said to real people, and he was not joking.
I mean, like, chocolate's an octave of the sun.
Chocolate is an octave of the sun,
and then
mushrooms.
So mushrooms
are not of this earth.
He gives all this,
which is not. Which when you look into that one, though, that one's not entirely false. So that's kind of like, but.
So like David Wolf tells people, how to live their lives, all that, and so Daniel Guacamole Fox does too, and so, like, says, "I wanted to offer everyone a quick piece of important advice. Do you ever find yourself craving more cocaine, but you can't seem to snort it because your nose is already gushing blood and you blew out your septum? Sure, we all find ourselves in this situation probably most days, actually. As a quick alternative, rub the cocaine on your gums or hold it between your lip and gum to absorb it. It's not as fast as snorting, but when you're bleeding out of your nose profusely, sometimes it's your best option. So try this next time you're in this situation and report back at your results." Like, this guy, he he's looking out for his followers.
Good life advice. Or this is the last one we'll do. It's a picture of flies on shit. Mm-hmm. That's what they do. It's their thing. Not my thing. Not how I would want to spend my afternoon. But I also don't eat shit. Despite what I've been instructed to do numerous times in numerous messages and emails. But it says feces. We did not do our articulatory warm-ups before the show. Feces.
So you fucked that up, yeah.
Not the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the articulatory tools. Feces. Flies will eat it. So will beetles, ants, and other insects. Even dogs will sometimes eat it. But why won't the FDA let stores sell it as food? That, of course, lists just nonsensical benefits. But this is in response to an actual fucking meme Wolf posted where he has the sucker laying on the ground and ants are going around. It says aspartame, roaches and ants won't eat it, cats and dogs won't eat it, even houseflies won't eat it, but the FDA serves aspartame to you. Well, No, like the FDA doesn't. So that they don't eat it because it has no nutritional value. You dumb piece of shit.
Could we just tell like David Wolf to go fuck himself?
I mean, no, because that's kind of just dismissing him without actually addressing the concerns. But also, like, you can call him a dumb. You can, like I just said, you know, that aspartame does not have nutritional value. That's why things don't want to eat it, because they're in the business of staying alive, so they don't want to touch something that
doesn't keep them alive.
Has no benefit to them. Yeah. But also, you're a fucking idiot. So that's not ad hom. That's just again stating facts supported by evidence.
Yeah. Good job. Yeah. All right. So thank the people that like actually donate to us putting this shit show on.
We have many people who enjoy giving us money. Why is beyond me.
We don't ask questions. We don't ask questions.
Some of them, right? I don't even care where the money came from. Again, no judgment here. Like, as long as it goes to us. But then some of these people even like give money to like both the places, both the podcast and to me directly. And Natalie's going to make a Patreon.
Nobody wants to give me money. Nobody wants to give me money.
I disagree. So Natalie's going to make a Patreon here soon too, and so
only give her. No, maybe I should just ask if anyone would be willing to give me money. I'm not going to make it and feel like a loser.
See, people. This is what I learned from. I learned this from a friend of mine who actually she quit her job. She was a coworker. Was able to like quit her job, and she's done like 1,000 different things, but long story short, quit her job, went to go run a food truck, was incredibly successful in running a food truck, and ended up doing a like brick and mortar actual restaurant. Whoa, and now she's got that to a point where it just runs itself. But I mean, she's smart, hardworking, yada yada yada, but her main and she did this like in the middle of nowhere too, in Indiana, which is even crazier. But her thing is, people want to know what they like. They want to know what to try. Like, and unless you tell them, they're not going to know. So there we go. That's why you're going to make a Patreon. But anyway, now that we talked a little human psychology, if you want to throw out some money too, that's cool. Like, we appreciate that. And you would be just as cool as Michael and Trevor and Nathan and Alice and Cynthia and two more Michael B's too. As you do. But also Felix, Amanda, Chris, James, Sarah, Josue, and then our new patron, Magnus. I don't know if that's a real name or not. Like,
that's a real name.
I don't care if it's a real name. Like, you donate. If you give us money, you can write whatever that you could write really mean things about me as your name, and I'll still read it and thank you, because you're still giving us money. Like, I don't care what you call us.
Whatever.
It's the internet. Like, if I was thin-skinned, I wouldn't be. If I cared what some random person on the internet thought of me, I wouldn't put myself out there like this. But if you wanna do that too, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/TSE podcast. We have links in the show notes, links on the video right now. But also, like, if you don't want to give us money, but you still like us, like, tell your friends, because that's how we grow. That's how we get more ear holes listening, I guess.
We get in more ear holes.
We get inside your head, and then like we just kind of like that ex that you don't really, you don't really like that much, but like you can't stop thinking about because you're just kind of lonely and just kind of bored, and you're like, well, gosh, like I guess she wasn't that bad, right?
Better than nothing.
So then, like, 2:00 in the morning, you're maybe had a drink or two, and you're like, well, I guess I'll just see what she's up to, and then next thing you know, you're back together, and you don't know how it happened, because I mean you're a little drunk, and
where are we going with this? Are they begging us?
I thought I was talking about my love life. Anyway.
Yeah. Quote.
5-star rating.
Yeah. Okay.
Or 4 or I mean, 3. If as long as you support it, I don't care. We don't care.
Yeah.
Right. Like our whole thing.
Whatever. We're sorry.
Was that good? Was I good? I didn't stick to a script there.
That was all fantastic. And so I'm gonna just hit you with a quote because I think
hit us with a quote of the week.
All right. So we make our world significant by the courage of our questions and the depth of our answers. My man, Carl Sagan. He's the best. He's so quotable. He's fantastic. All right. So next week, come back. If you have survived listening to the two of us talk for all this time, next week, we promise it's not just us. We have our friend Nathan Dickey from the Trolling with Logic podcast talking about like how he grew up pretty Christian, pretty into apologetics, but now he's not. And so yeah, we talked about all kinds of stuff with him. So come back, listen, and it's not just the two of us next week. So like, congratulations, you've made it through this.
You know what I just realized? We talked about the Guacamole Fox cover picture. We never described what it was.
Oh yeah, it was somebody like parachuting.
We were about to debate. Should that be a tease?
Oh.
So you have to check out the page for more, or you could just.
Yeah. I ruined it.
You know that it's a guy parachuting, and the parachute is engulfed in flames.
Yeah.
I question where his head is. I don't see a head there. So
because it got burned. That's just a body. That's a corpse.
Really? I don't know that it's not. Now that I look at there's a YouTube video that somebody posted. Parachute on fire. Skydiving. Oh, it's skydiving stunts. It's a stunt.
Oh, well.
Oh, of course, internet.
Oh, internet. You've led us wrong. You thought that it was somebody that was dead. Like
I expected somebody to die.
Yeah, but no. Well, have a great happy Easter. Happy Zombie Jesus Day. Like
that is this weekend. Oh, you know what I'm doing with my kids this weekend? I'm so excited. I'm taking them to Comic-Con here in Indy.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome.
I had no idea it was this weekend, and then somebody was like, "Oh yeah, Comic-Con." I was like, "Oh,
that's rad."
With my kids, like, why not? So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah. I don't know how it's going to go with my 5-year-old, but we'll be there. So,
but that's something. Yeah,
it's something. Awesome. And then, of course, prepping for Science Mart. Well, we got another episode before that, so we can talk about that more then.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right.
Well, thanks, guys, for listening. Thanks for watching. If you're watching us on the YouTubes, on the Facebooks, on what else? Are we on anything else?
I think that's it. I think that's enough.
So I would have to know. Like, I would be the one putting us there.
You're like a command center over there. You know where we are, and I think like
I got this down. Like I had
2 places.
I had everything set up and like ready to go. Like 10 minutes tonight. It was amazing.
I know you were like you were ready before me, and I felt like really I'm fucking slacking today. Like
I didn't want to say anything. I'm glad you're able to admit it.
Like.
Like people listening to this for like the first time are like don't know that like we get along and that we've known each other for well over a year and like been doing this for. This is episode 46, so we're close to doing this for a year, which means we have really after a year no excuse to like not be good, and yet we persist. But yeah,
nevertheless,
we get along. Like I'm not misogynist here. Like it's a joke, and those jokes are poking fun at people who actually are misogynists. Like,
do you want to start talking to your NPR voice?
I don't. Not tonight.
Okay.
Not tonight. I have a headache.
All right, cool. Well, you have a headache. It's 9:30. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go.
That's the joke. It's okay. I don't really have a headache. I'm saying I have a headache.
I'm just stare at each other really awkwardly and have silence play out on the show.
I'll explain the joke to you when you're
okay.
We're going to continue for a couple more minutes here on Facebook once I figure out how to end the video on Facebook. That's why we're still going, is because the screen went away. But we're going to continue this on YouTube. So if you want to watch us for like a few more minutes and talk about that one thing that we talked about earlier. Ooh, look, is that a good tease? That's not
that
a good
one thing.
tease.
Talk about that one thing.
That's not
No.
tease. Not you tease, but we're gonna pop over on YouTube. The link to the YouTube video is in the description. Thanks, guys, for watching. This will end the live video. Sweet. Well, that went.
That's fun. That's fun. I had a good time.
Not terrible.
I like doing this sometimes, just me and you talking.
Well, I think this is like the second time we've ever done just me and you.
Yeah. Yeah, because because the other one was Nazi time.
Yeah, and we were definitely a little. I think we didn't talk about Nazi punching at all this week either. We were supposed to. No. Was that did we have that in the notes?
We didn't have it in the notes. So why did Nazi punching come up again?
He got like pulled out of a cab or something. I didn't really actually read it because
I didn't have time
be the same.
to
It's the same stupid straw man arguments like, oh, so it's okay for them to ethnically cleanse. No, that's not at all what I said. You person. But what I don't know if I think I told you this yesterday. What I did, so I of course I posted something about it on Twitter yesterday or in Facebook, and people are of course like the same tired like, oh well you are like Hitler, and one person went on this whole like spam
Nazi sympathizer.
Well, Nazi sympathizer, but then said that, you're part of the regressive left. And it's like, whoa, you don't know what that word means. And it's adorable to see you try, because that's not what it means at all. Like, you are the one being regressive here. It is so cute when you try. But because they said, well, free speech. Yeah. So I just started deleting all their posts, all their comments.
Yeah.
Because if they don't want to hear what somebody says because they disagree with it, why should I have to hear what anybody else says because I disagree with it? So I just deleted all their comments, and so they would then comment again, only a little more angrily, and then I delete that. Then one guy like commented like a whole like it was way long. I didn't read it, just deleted
people
it.
To write essays in the comments section.
Yeah, so I just deleted it. And they got angry, and they oddly enough did not stop. So like the whole idea of punching Nazis is that you make them afraid to espouse their hateful views publicly, so they self-censor themselves. So what I was doing was censoring them for them, and I don't think they got the irony. I thought I was being like, I can't defend this. I don't, because they're again like, I don't think these people are processing on all fronts and taking ideas to their logical conclusion.
No, but people see that idea get put out there, like, don't hit people, and they're just like, get the memes ready, get the essays ready.
Right, like I'm gonna fucking spam with memes, and that'll change your mind.
And okay, that's it. Yeah,
you're such an Antifa. But I've even refined like what like how I present it too, to say like, you shouldn't like be physically aggressive with somebody purely because of their ideology, even if their ideology is that, well, whites are just the best and non-whites are just the worst.
Right. You shouldn't. And you're talking and you're saying ideology. You're not saying like, don't be aggressive, like in self-defense.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course they say, well, good thing my grandpa punched Hitler. Well, first off, like as we said earlier in this podcast, nobody killed Hitler but Hitler. Like let's be clear there. Hitler killed. He did what the Allied forces couldn't. If anything, he is evidence that if you leave a problem alone long enough, it takes care of itself.
Let's be done.
That was a terrible joke,
Oh,
and it
God.
was not. And before, like, if anybody watches, we have a few people watching. If it's not at the expense of any victims or anything, so relax. But
thanks for watching, everybody.
Neither is Animal Holocaust. First off, not my word, not my phrase. I didn't make that. Somebody else made that. I just repeated it.
You're like, thank you, internet. Thank you, internet. Yeah.
The only mockery that's happening is at the expense of the person who said that in the first place. It's in no way disparaging the actual Holocaust victims.
No.
Not Sean Spicer.
Oh, what a day! Like, really, don't you feel like the stuff that we talk about, like as news items, like this is real life?
I feel like we should do, because I guess everything that we read like happened within the last week. It's not even like we waited like a month to talk about things, because what happened, I don't even know what happened a month ago. I don't know where I was a month ago.
No, but the world's just been burning for a while, so it all just like is more fuel to the dumpster fire. Maybe. Yeah. I don't even know anymore.
Anyway. I gotta edit this shit together, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
An hour and 20 minutes of Zencaster record. God damn.
We just like talking to each other too much. I know.
So now we're getting more YouTube viewers. So as we're saying our goodbyes.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
But I mean, thanks guys for watching. You should watch the whole thing, or if you don't want to watch it, you can listen to it, because we had like a minute there where I had to. I felt like I did too. I'm not good at filling dead time, but that was not the worst experience of my life.
This was fun. We should do this every so often.
Just every once in a while.
You know, when a shit show happens, and any given week we just pick a week. Like, it's gonna be a shit show. So yeah. Basically. All right. Well, good luck editing this. I mean, it's fine. It's just people listening. They're just gonna listen to us be us.
Yeah, just the one edit point tonight. Yeah. So good night. Good way to do that. Let's just do that. Let's do one edit point each week.
And that's it. Yeah.
And that's it. And then that's all because I don't even have to like splice anything together. I can just do
this is just it. Yeah.
Intro music and outro music. And we are done. I forgot about the the 3 minutes of getting room sounds recorded, so I could get that. Forgot about that. I'm gonna have to listen to that a few times to see what outtakes I can take from that, because that was good stuff.
Good stuff. This was fun.
What you talking about? Because that was so long ago. That was a lifetime ago.
But like, and then this one just will have that super like part where I definitely was red because it said getting nailed.
Getting nailed, Natalie getting nailed. Your words.
I know I hate everybody.
You should just not give that podcast terrorist any access to anything ever.
I'm done.
Your body is your temple, Natalie. Respect yourself. If you want him to respect you, first you need to respect you.
Good night, Dad. I'll talk to you later.